How's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms on what I like to call Don't Ever Trust the Weatherman Saturday. Early in the week, we were told that we were going to have rain and thunderstorms and all kinds of mess going on. Guys, look at this behind me. I mean, come on. It's beautiful out here. So, rain or shine, I'm going to be out here getting something done. Because of the weather, I did put some other things off that I now regret. But I am able to get some other things done, and pretty excited about what I'm doing today, actually. You know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, and again, those of you that do, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. But you know, I've had issues with fruit. I know my fruit trees are still very young, so I don't really know what's going to happen with them yet. But I'm talking about other kinds of fruit, brambles and that kind of thing. I do well with blueberries. We have more blueberries than what we could possibly ever use ourselves, so we get to bless other people with blueberries and things like that. But strawberries, I've never been able to get them to work up here. I get a few off of them, but it's just not worth the time and effort that I put into it. I got some new plans to try to get some strawberries in here in the near future. I'm going to try something different. But as far as like blackberries and bramble type things, I just can't get them to do anything. Now, one thing is that in the past I have bought from the big box stores. I've told you I will never buy another blueberry bush or blackberry bush or any other kind of bush from the big box stores, whether it's the one that's mostly has the orange on their sign and the one that mostly has the blue on their sign. I'm just not going to frequent theirs anymore. We buy some flowers to put in pots at the end of the driveway and things like that. But as far as me buying plants that I'm going to have to depend on as a food source, they are a complete waste of money. I've shown you with the two blueberry bushes down here, the oldest blueberry bushes I have in the yard, and I bet between the two of them I don't have two good handfuls of blueberries off of them a year. And they're not really tasty, to be honest with you, but yet those old things that I dig up out of my dad's yard, my rabbit eye blueberries, they are big, they're juicy, they have great blueberry flavor. So I'm going back to the basics. I'm getting away from the big box stores completely. I told you that a while back, and I'm not giving them my money anymore, because I don't know where those plants are coming from. I don't know, you know, if they're right for my region or not. So what I did is I was goofing around on the computer and looking at different seed houses that I've used in the past, and I came across Hoss Tools, and I'm going to bend down here and show you. And what I've been wanting to try blackberries again, and what they have is something called blackberry plugs. Now, I've never even heard of blackberry plugs, but that's exactly what it sounds like. And there's 6 of them. When you order them, you get 6 plugs. And they're a little bit more expensive than what I wanted them to be, but if they are quality, then I'm willing to do it. Remember, where I live here in central Alabama, Hoss Tools is over in Georgia, and so that's where these are grown. So, you know, east and west, we're pretty much in the same growing zone. And so maybe, just maybe, everything I've read on these, they're for this area. They're for hot, humid areas. These are some of the ones that I think, if I'm not mistaken, were created at the University of Arkansas and things like that, like the Primarks and some of those kind of things. But we'll see. You know, again, I'm such a cheapo that I really didn't want to spend the money on it. But the problem was, there's only a certain amount of time that you can get the plugs. And when I finally, now one of the things about Hoss is I called for probably 3 or 4 solid weeks, 2 or 3 times a day, and all I got was the answer machine, you know, please wait for the next person, we're handling other people. And I only got to talk to somebody when I finally made a comment on a Facebook post of theirs that, hey, if somebody over there would answer the phone, I'm trying to give you some money, but I need to talk to somebody. And so I was able to get in touch with them that way, and I mean, they were great once I got them on the phone. And they only had a few left. You know, there's only a certain amount of time of the year that they produce these. And then I asked them if they were going to do them in the spring. They said they didn't think so. And the thing that kept running through my mind was, I've never moved fruit blueberries or anything else at this time of year. This is fall. This is early November, and so, you know, while we still we've had a couple of cold nights and things like that, it's still hot, and you know, I just have never moved fruit like that. I've always thought that you did it late winter, early spring, when everything's dormant, before everything starts breaking loose. But they assured me that this is the time to do it. So, you know, I do have some money in it, but at the same time, I'm willing to do that if I can get some blackberries out of it, because you know, all the different fruits I've got around here, blackberries are another one that we would use, that we could put up, that we could preserve, that we could use in a bunch of different ways, not just in sweet stuff, but another fruit option to make us a little more sustainable, right? Any fruit that I can grow here that I don't have to buy in the grocery store makes me a little less dependent on the system, and that is what I'm trying to do. Not only be less dependent on the system, but eat healthier food. Again, I just tell you, if you're buying blueberries in November at the grocery store, something's wrong with those blueberries, because there's no blueberries that bloom naturally in November. They're shutting down for the year. Same thing with blackberries. They're early to mid-summer. So if you're buying blackberries at the grocery store, what does that tell you? Well, if I can get them seasonally, we eat all the ones we want fresh and then preserve the rest, whether it's jelly, whether it's jams, whether it's preserves, or whether we do them whole like I do my blueberries and have them in the freezer to use at another time. That's great, and that's what I'm shooting for. So let me get you turned around. I'll show you what we got going on here. Now, as I said, these are them down through here. I'll get closer to them in just a minute, but this is what they look like. Okay, these are the Natchez blackberries, if that clears up at all. You can see the guy's hand in the picture. Looks like a full-grown man to me, and about 3 of those blackberries pretty much cover the length of his finger, so they're supposed to be big blackberries. They come to you live, obviously, in a plug, and with the little card that comes with it, it says that you're supposed to plant them about a 1/2 to 1 inch deeper than the soil level of the plug, which is what I've done in these cups down here, and I'll explain why in just a second. We're going to put about 3 to 5 feet between the plants and about 6 to 8 feet between the rows. The rows aren't going to be a problem because it's all going to be in one row. But you can see they came looking pretty good. They're in pretty good shape. That's what they look like. Okay, I'll show you one. There's one that I haven't planted yet. This is the plug. Okay, and if you look right here, there's a lot of roots on there. Looks good. Everything's good and tender. You can see that the leaves are in good shape. I'm pretty well impressed with them, to be honest with you. I was going through, and this one's kind of a little slug, but you know, it may make it. And so I was thinking, wow, you know, I paid what I paid for 6 of these, and they sent me one like this. It was kind of in rough shape. Of the, you know, 1 out of 6 I don't guess is bad, but then I realized there wasn't just 6, there was 7. So I've got another one that I'm getting ready to put in that pot that I've held out so that you could see. I mean, they come in good shape. You can see it's real good and moist. There's a 2-day turnaround on them from the time that they get your order till they get to your house. It's 2-day UPS stuff, and it tells you to go ahead and plant them as soon as you get them. Now, I haven't planted them. It says to transplant them. These obviously are not in the ground, and they're not going to be, at least for the next several days, because even though it is warm out here today, you know, we're in the mid 70s out here today, and this is Alabama for you, because we've been down in the 30s at night and in the 70s in the day. It just is what it is. But this is Saturday. Tomorrow night, again, do we trust the weatherman or not? I mean, look back here. It's supposed to be storming and carrying on. That's just as beautiful as it can be back there. But supposedly tomorrow we're going to have high winds pushing a cold front in here. And Monday we're going to be at about freezing, and it's going to be in the low 50s that day. But Tuesday, on Veterans Day, we're supposed to get in the low 30s, upper 20s as actual temperatures, and low 20s to upper teens as a, you know what I'm trying to say. anyway, the feels like temperature. My mind just went blank there. But that's cold, and I'm not transplanting these when it's that cold. I've looked. It's gonna ease up a little bit. Latter part of next week. It's not gonna get warm, but it's gonna ease up over, you know, not getting Tuesday. I think it's not supposed to get over about 40 or low 40s. So I'm not gonna put little bitty plants out there in that, and that be their first thing. So I've got them in some cheap potting soil here from that big box store right over there, the junk that comes in the bag. But I had to do something pretty quick because I wasn't going to be able to get them in the ground, and they'll be fine. I'll keep them up here at the shop where they won't have frost on them and those kind of things. I'm even going to, after I get them watered, I'm going to go in here and put them on one of the heating pads that I use to start my seeds, and go ahead and heat them up. And then when I get ready to plant them, I'll just plant them straight out of the cups into the ground. And you know, if it doesn't warm up, if it takes me another week, they're fine. They're not going anywhere. But I hope they all make it. They look good and healthy. Like I said, I'm very pleased with the way they arrived. And this is, like I said, from Hoss Tools, HOSS. I don't get any kind of benefit from telling you that. I'm just telling you where I got them, and it's just something new to try, because like I said, I've never even heard of a blackberry plug. I've always seen, you know, the transplants that you buy at the big box stores and things like that. So maybe this is the ticket. Maybe this will be what we need to get another fruit around here going. So anyway, just wanted to show you what I was up to. I'm out here at the shop in this modern world that we live in. I'm literally out here. You can see over there on my lawnmower, there's my computer right there. I'm out here watching a football game while I'm potting up blackberries that I can't believe that I'm about to plant in November, and I guess waiting on Alabama to play tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But I can't sit in that house and do it, so I'm glad for modern conveniences in some cases, because I can watch football and I can do it out here and not be sitting in that house. Because if I go sit in that house, I'm gonna fall asleep on the couch and miss half the game anyway. So it's part of getting old, I guess. But I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. I'll keep you updated on what happens with the blackberries. I mean, I'm excited about it. Like I said, I'm not gonna cut the ones down that I have down there. I'm gonna put these in a different place, but I'm going to keep working on those. I haven't given up on them yet. I saw some life in them when I was weed eating down there the other day, so we'll see. I'm going to give them every opportunity to come up. Kind of like I have those two crazy blueberry bushes that I bought from big box store that I'm determined this year they're coming out of the ground. So they're wasting my space. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend about what we do here, and you know, leave a comment below. What do you think about these blackberries and putting them in the ground in November with it about to get cold? If that sounds normal to you, let me know that. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that notification bell so that you can always know when I'm putting a video out. And the thumbs up helps me big time. So I'll leave it right there. I'm going to get this last one planted, and then I'm going to chill out for a little while and watch some college football. So don't forget that we love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.